This video is brought to you in part by Backyard Wrestling History. Go and subscribe to their channel. Enjoy. Welcome to Madness, my Hatters. In this world, you will find strange tales, twisted adventures, and curious thoughts that dare to challenge the boundaries of imagination. Welcome to Diary of the Mad Hatter.
CCW, you guys would often work out things in your backyard, right?
Yeah. Well, we had to, because when we were doing CCW, we were putting on shows at the park down the street from my high school, and our whole thing was we now have an audience. For the longest time, we didn't have an audience. We were our audience. Well, now we have people coming from my school every week to watch us wrestle. So now we're getting instant feedback to everything we're doing, and it's making us really analyze everything we do when we're putting these matches together, because we're like, why did this get a response but this didn't? This hurt way more. What? And we're trying to figure out like how to get people invested in what we were doing, get people invested in the stories we were telling, make people give a shit about who wins and who loses. And it was a big learning experience. And so we knew, like, you know, we don't want to come out here and look like a bunch of chumps. Like, we got to figure this shit out before we get to the park. We got to make sure we're all on the same page when we get there, because now, you know, we're putting on a show for an audience, and we can't fuck up. There's no fixing it in post when there's an audience there who sees everything we're doing.
Yeah. I was really surprised your mom let y'all practice after like banning it wholesale. I was like, when I learned that, I was shocked, because I think I came by one day or I saw some footage. Like, wait, you're still using the backyard? Like, you know, like the fuck.
Okay, so this brings me to a question that you've already that you brought up multiple times while we've been doing this. How did you guys draw an audience?
So when we were wrestling by my school, it was all kids from my high school, and my big thing was, this was, you know, late 2003 going into 2004. The wrestling boom period was over. So like, wrestling isn't as popular as it was in its heyday. And so I knew, like, I have to find an angle that I can use to get people interested in what we were doing. So I was able to use kayfabe. You know, kayfabe is old wrestling jargon, making people think what they're seeing is real. Yeah. So I would legit tell people at my school, hey, what you're seeing on TV every Monday and Thursday, that's our shit. Our shit's real. That's fake. Our stuff's real. Yeah. And I would speak in promo when I'd be in school. When I was champion, I'd bring the belt with me. I'd be walking down the hallway with the CCW championship on my shoulder, and then people would be like, the belt, and they're like, this is the CCW Backyard Wrestling Championship, and this Thursday Kid Crush is in for, and I would just speak in promo the whole time.
I do remember that, because I know even though it was only for a short period of time, and I had just shown up to the school and whatnot, and we didn't hang out every day, so I didn't. But when I catch you occasionally, I do catch you in character, and I didn't understand it then, so I was just kind of just lost in translation.
Yeah. Well, the other thing we did that was a big help is when we did our first show in front of an audience, we tried to make it like wrestling focused. We tried to just wow people with our technical prowess, and they were bored to tears, right? Because again, these aren't wrestling fans. Wrestling's not popular right now. So like, our first show in front of an audience, I think we drew like 20, 30 people. Our second show, we had 5. So we were like, okay, we got to do something here to get people interested. So that's when we started doing like these crazy spots. Like, I lit the Grim on fire with a flaming chair. You know, we would do stuff with barbed wire and thumbtacks. We would do all these crazy hardcore spots, because then we knew the people who went would talk about it, and then word of mouth would spread. So like, after I lit the Grim on fire, the next week, all of a sudden we had 15, 20 people again. Okay. And so, but we also knew, look, there's a ceiling. We can only push this so far. Right. So we would really try and be strategic with what we were doing. We really tried to be practical with what we were doing. We didn't want to just do crazy spots for the sake of crazy spots. We really wanted to make sure everything had a purpose. It wasn't just there for the sake of being there. It's there to get people excited and make people come check out our shows so they see what we do next. But it's also there to further these feuds, further these storylines, and help get people involved in everything we're doing. And it worked, because then by the time we started doing the feud with RCW, people had been coming to our shows for months at this point. They knew who we were. They were investing in what we were doing. We were able to pull back on all that hardcore stuff and slowly wean them off of it, to the point where our second to last show, Kid Crush and Poe have a wrestling match for the world title, and there's not a weapon in there, not a drop of blood. It's just a straight up wrestling match. and they got a standing ovation from this crowd that just 6 months prior was bored to tears.
Right.
Now, during this time, you know, you would ask me what I was doing. I forgot to mention, you may remember this, but I was promoting CCW whenever I could.
Yeah.
Because it's like, even though I wasn't involved, you know, I still wanted to be involved somewhat. And like, I remember doing my senior year, Avid. No, it was my junior year, I said Avid. And then like I did a project where we had to do a presentation, and my whole thesis was like, violence can actually bring people together. And like, it was basically my excuse to like show some CCW stuff and highlight, you know, how our organized violence actually, you know, was a good thing, because it provided a social sector for a certain group of young people. And like, you know, if nothing else, you know, you could probably say one thing I've been doing since the onset, even up to now, is for every media thing I've ever been involved in, is a marketer. You know, the walking advertisement for the thing, you know? But, yeah.
Thank you for watching this clip. Stay tuned for further clips, and if you missed the last one, go check it out. Till then, go check out Backyard Wrestling History, and as a reminder that kindness is always free, and I'm cheap as fuck. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay mad, my hatters.